Bachelor Carolina Quixano says Juliana Pasquarosa confrontation felt performative. April 2, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation news fans. Bachelor alum Carolina Quixano had a rough go on Grant Ellis' season of the show. She quickly became the villain and had confrontations with a few of the other women. One of those ladies was Grant's now fiancée, Juliana Pasquarosa. After the show, Carolina vowed to tell her side of the story after insinuating producers shut her down and didn't allow her to talk to the media after the women tell-all. Now, it seems she's sticking to her word. She appeared on a podcast this week where she called out Juliana, saying their confrontation seemed performative. What exactly did she say? Keep reading to get all the details. Bachelor alum Carolina Quixano shares her side of the story. Bachelor contestant Carolina Quixano is starting to tell her side of the story about all the drama that went down on Grant Ellis' season of the show. One particular conversation she had with Juliana Pasquarosa didn't sit right with her. Carolina appeared on the Bachelor Happy Hour podcast, where she opened up about her time on the show and all the drama that occurred. When speaking of Juliana, Carolina said, "I was surprised about the topic of the conversation. I was not surprised that Juliana was trying to stir the pot, which is why I was, trying to shut it down." She went on to say, "I was like, you're not going to catch me fighting another woman on TV. I was just like, I'm bored. I don't want to be a part of this." Carolina was quickly deemed the villain when others accused her of being negative about time with Grant, even though she had been on a one-on-one date. Later, Juliana confronted her about it and asked her why she was even there if she didn't believe in the process. Carolina said, "I never had a friendship with Juliana. So when she pulled me, I was like, oh, what's this going to be about? It just felt like it was performative. I feel like at the hotel, we could have talked about it. We could have had a civil conversation the same way that me and Rose did." She went on to say that when Juliana approached her, she said she was keeping it real and letting her know that everyone was talking trash about her. She told her she wanted her to know about it before the show began airing on ABC. Overall, Carolina felt the entire conversation was out of left field. Was she being negative? In Carolina Quixano's eyes, she wasn't being negative. She shared that with the format of the show and trying to get to know The Bachelor, she had a right to question it. She didn't understand why they felt that was being negative. Carolina went on to say that if Grant isn't sure which woman he wants until he gets to know them, then why can't the ladies feel the same? She asked Juliana if she would accept a proposal right away, and she told her yes. So Carolina said she felt sad for her because she had not even been on a one-on-one. How could she know that she for sure wanted to be with Grant so early on? She didn't feel it was wrong to question her relationship with Grant and admit she needed more time. What do you think about Carolina saying she felt Juliana was basically putting on a show for the cameras with their confrontation? Stay tuned for more updates on all your Bachelor Nation favorites. It was the moment that had Bachelor Nation on the edge of their seats, an explosive, wine-soaked showdown between two of the season's most polarizing contestants, Carolina Quixano and Juliana Pasquarosa. Tensions had been brewing for weeks, whispers and side-eyes escalating into a full-blown war of words. And when it finally erupted, let's just say, no amount of perfectly arranged roses could mask the sheer spectacle that unfolded before millions of viewers. But in a shocking post-episode interview, Carolina is setting the record straight. It was all for show. The night that changed everything. It started with an innocent cocktail party, or at least that's what it was supposed to be. With only 5 contestants left vying for the attention of Bachelor heartthrob Luca D'Angelo, emotions were running high. Every glance, every stolen moment with Luca was a battle for survival, and no one was willing to go home without a fight. Carolina had been feeling confident. She'd just come off a stunning one-on-one date that had left the other women seething. She and Luca had shared an intimate sunset picnic, sealed with a kiss that seemed to linger long after the cameras stopped rolling. But as she sipped her champagne, savoring the victory, she had no idea what was about to hit her. Across the room, Juliana Pasquarosa, a self-proclaimed straight shooter with a history of stirring the pot, was pacing like a caged lion. Her carefully curated image as the show's moral compass was about to take center stage. With cameras rolling and producers nudging her forward, she took her shot. The confrontation heard round the world. "Carolina," Juliana said, voice trembling just enough to sound convincingly emotional. "We need to talk." Carolina, poised as ever, placed her glass down. She already knew where this was going. "What's on your mind, Juliana?" she asked, feigning innocence. Juliana inhaled deeply, ensuring that every breath was caught on the mic strapped beneath her dress. "I just don't think you're here for the right reasons." Gasps, a dramatic cut to Luca looking confused. A well-timed reaction shot of another contestant covering her mouth in shock. The stage was set. Carolina's truth bomb. As Juliana rattled off a monologue about authenticity, integrity, and how she felt Luca deserved someone real, Carolina felt something shift inside her. Not anger, not hurt, just sheer, unfiltered disbelief at how contrived the entire moment felt. "You don't actually believe that," she finally said, leveling Juliana with a cool stare. Juliana blinked, clearly not expecting pushback so early in her performance. "Excuse me. This little speech you've prepared," Carolina continued, waving a manicured hand. The shaky voice, the wide-eyed innocence, "it's all for the cameras, isn't it? Because let's be real, Juliana. If you actually had a problem with me, you would have brought it up off-camera, long before this moment." Silence. Juliana's mouth opened and closed like a goldfish out of water. Producers scrambled to salvage the scene, zooming in on Luca, whose brows were now knit in something resembling concern or confusion. I just think people deserve to know the truth," Juliana finally stammered, but the damage was done. Carolina leaned in, lowering her voice just enough to force Juliana to do the same. "Then here's some truth for you. This," she gestured vaguely around the room, "is performative, and you know it." Boom. The fallout? Bachelor Nation exploded. The internet lit up with debates. Was Carolina the villain, or was Juliana caught in her own web of manufactured drama? Fans dissected every angle, every expression, every breath. Some called Carolina a mastermind, others accused Juliana of playing the ultimate game. And then Carolina did what no one expected. She spoke out. In a tell-all interview the day after the episode aired, she didn't hold back. "I'm not saying Juliana is a bad person," she said, sipping her oat milk latte. "But what I am saying is that reality TV has a way of pushing people to perform, to say things they don't necessarily believe, just for the sake of a storyline, and that's what happened." She paused, letting the weight of her words settle in. "I knew it the second she opened her mouth. It was all for show." Where do they stand now? So where does that leave Carolina and Juliana? Have the two buried the hatchet, or is this just the beginning of a reality TV feud for the ages? Carolina claims she has no hard feelings, but the slight smirk she gives suggests otherwise. Juliana, for her part, has remained silent, except for a cryptic Instagram story featuring a quote about knowing your truth. One thing is for certain, the drama isn't over yet, and with the finale fast approaching, Bachelor Nation is bracing for impact. Stay tuned, because if this season has taught us anything, it's that the most dramatic moments are always just one rose ceremony away.